Good morning from Guam. Um, Today I thought I would just share some ideas. We can do a little bit of exploration of how do you create meaningful transitions for yourself in your day, like when you're seeing clients or patients, or when you're doing groups, or when you may have done a group and then you need to go to a meeting. So what kinds of time, first of all, what kinds of time do you leave yourself? Do you leave yourself with, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or do you actually give yourself a little bit more time to take notes and do a little bit of movement or breath practice? So we'll look at some of those things today. So, one thing about seeing a client or a patient is while things are fresh, you want to kind of gather that information. Now, because we're creative arts therapists, it's really useful to use other modalities than just um, literal writing, although sometimes you need to do that literal writing. I used to take notes on the subway, so that was just helpful for me. But if you're, say, in an office and you need to take notes, I'm just going to grab a pencil. Hi, Anne. Um, you can change your physical position to take notes. You can lie back and write this way, or one of my children's favorite ways of doing homework used to be lying on the floor and writing this way. So if, you want to write in a different way, in a different position, that's one way to take notes. I knew somebody else who used to write little haiku poems after um, sessions. So whatever helps you after a session, you need to do a little bit of drawing. So, if you're needing to take notes or try to create some kind of memory pathway of what just happened, then you can use art, writing, whatever you need to do. Now, some of the other thoughts I had, hello, Lisa. So some of the other things I wanted to share were a little bit of breath practice. If you have just a couple of minutes, you can just do 3 rounds of a shh kind of breath. And a shh. And by doing that, you kind of release your diaphragm, and that's going to take you, what, a minute? Not even a minute. I mean, I could actually sit here and time all this. Now, a really nice breath practice I like to do, which can be done sitting or laying down, it comes from Irmgard Barteniev's book, Body Movement, Coping with the Environment. And in the appendix, she has a really nice sound breath practice. So you could lay down or you could sit up. So I'll sit up just for the sake of practicing this. So you can do, you start at the base and it's an ooh sound. So you go ooh, ooh, ooh. And then when you come to the next space, you're coming up a little bit here. You're going to do ah, ah, ah. And then up here it's an A. Oh, actually, I think I'm following it wrong. Okay, let me start over again. It's ooh, oh, ah, a, it. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then it's O. together. It's ooh, oh, ah, eh, ooh, oh, ah, ooh, oh, ah, and if you've done it, or even if you've just listened to me, you can take a minute and see what that does. Of course, you want to be in a space where you can close the door. But you know, sometimes this is great role modeling for other staff. And having worked in various institutions and seeing the high burnout rate of some of the staff, giving them little moments, little pauses in the day can really be useful. So, okay, I've just done a little breath thing. So now, if you have even longer time between, you know, your work activities, just take the beads off. You know, you can go into some more body-based movement. So, I mean, a lot of us can just, you know, do shaking out of, you know, what just happened before and getting ready for what's coming next. So you can just do a little shaking activity, or because if you joined me before, you know I like to do body tapping and really open the tactile pattern. So that's another thing that you can do. Very short thing, just to come back to yourself. You can do a little, just a bit of stroking. It's really nice. Sometimes when you're, you know, in an office by yourself and you're doing several patients, clients in a row, you need something quite effective and quick, but you have to find really what serves you the best. So the tactile, that sense, that can be great. I used to go wash my hands and really get into the water and wash them up here between my groups. I would take my time, because most of us need to tend to having a little water to drink or having, you know, running to the toilet. So you can give yourself a nice little washing your hands routine, maybe even washing your face, that can, you know, give you that little bit of refreshment, because we can call these little refreshment breaks, you know, in between our day. So there's so many ways to do this. And I'm giving you a few ideas, and I'm sure that you'll come up with your own routine. Sometimes one of the really useful patterns in the log-on work that I find is very integrative and very centering can be the dimensional effort scale, so the affinity scale. So you can, you know, rise with lightness and sink with strength. I'll just do it on one side for now. Rise with lightness, sink with, and then you can narrow with directness. This is the horizontal dimension, widen with indirectness. You can narrow with directness, widen with indirectness, and you can advance with sustainment and retreat with suddenness, and advance with sustainment and retreat with suddenness. So you can do this on both sides of the body. You can do it as many times as you want. And again, you can see how quick that is. So just doing, and you may have your own routine, you know, you may just need to close your eyes and just count your exhale, maybe match your inhale with it. You may need to be very still. You may really need that real quietness. Or you may need to feel as much of your weight in the ground. So sometimes you may need to just lay on your back and really let the weight really, really deepen into the ground. Really feeling every part of your body that's on the floor just deepen into the ground. It's nice to bend the knees, especially if you've got lower back
issues, and it also depends on what you wear to work, right? I mean, I'm just hanging out in clothes I can kind of wear for yoga and all that stuff, but everybody's going to be different what kind of environment you need to dress for. So from, laying on the floor, you can just, I really like to roll on the floor, and especially if you've got to sit in your work often, or maybe you stand a lot, maybe you just need to bring yourself into the floor and find ways of moving around the floor. It's all about what's really going to bring you back to your sort of central being, what's going to bring you back to your, you know, your center line, what's going to enable you to transition from what you just did to what you need to do next. So, I like being on the floor. I like rolling on the floor. And especially if the work I've just been doing hasn't been doing that. I'm lucky on Thursdays I work with kids and I kind of get to do this. So it's up to you what serves, your transitions best, what kind of space do you have. If you've only have a small office, you may not be able to feel that fullness, but you can, move yourself through diagonals, use that core distal pattern as well, coming into aspects of your hemisphere. So that's another nice way to just return to your body and what serves you the most. So these are just a few ideas to get you started on. See, I'm wet on this side. I've been swimming, pool's finally open, so my hair's wet, and so now I'm wet on my shoulder. So you can see I spend a lot of time, putting makeup on and getting dressed for these videos. Anyway, so there you might want to just, stretch out your spine too, especially if you've had to sit a bit during a session. You might want to just enliven that spinal pattern so you can do a bit of head and tail, which is easily done, on hands and knees and finding, whatever serves you. So, as I say, these are just a few ideas to get you started, and there may be a few of these ideas that you find really useful in your practice. And I just want to say that, we talk a lot about self-care, but really it's about creating the lifestyle that serves you, that serves your patients, your clients. So, and sometimes we need to practice, it's about practicing. And it's not about getting it perfect, like Jack Kornfield says. It's practice. It's not perfect. And you might have one little routine you do for a while, and then it stops serving you. And then you want to find something else. So please feel free to experiment with these things. If you want more ideas, or if you have a little feedback, you can always write on this video. And those of you who stepped in or stopped by, thanks for joining me for this live, and it will be posted on the page, and I'll post it on YouTube as well. So thank you for joining me, and we might explore this theme a little bit more further at another time. I know it's Easter Friday, so it's a holiday in Australia and New Zealand, so have fun. I hope some of you are doing some really fun things for the weekend. And the rest of you might be on a Thursday, so wherever you are in your week or day or night, have a beautiful evening or morning or night, and thank you. Many blessings.